3, 2, 1. What's going on, Bills Mafia? I'm your boy TG. This your boy, Nature Boy. Welcome back to Top Billing. Before we get started, man, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, and notification bell just to let you know we got another show.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So we're 5 weeks into the season, and 3 games we look like Super Bowl champs. 2 games we look like the worst team in the league.
Yep.
And we heard a lot of frustrations coming from our fan base. A little bit after the Baltimore game, but a lot of it after our last game. So and we heard from Josh. Let me back up. Mainly McDermott. Let's Cam McDermott. That was number one thing. Brady don't know what he's doing. Offense, we had no receivers.
Yeah, nobody knew separation.
Nobody with separation. But we're here to talk about it. We're here to talk about it.
Yep,
so we had many days to let this fester. Me personally, an initial reaction is a lot of times it's not the right reaction. A lot of it comes from emotion. You have to, for me, I like to get different perspectives on logic on a lot of things before I make some type of rationale decision in my brain. A lot of people just want to stick to their gut. This is what it is. And I learned a lot. My initial reaction wasn't number one to fire McDermott.
Yeah,
it wasn't. It was he made another blunder. And initially for me it was blame enough for everybody. I think collectively we played a bad game, 2 bad games in a row. It was horrible. We got embarrassed on national television. We did against Baltimore. We looked like we didn't belong on the field with Baltimore. We look that game. We looked like we probably couldn't even, or probably if we played the Carolina Panthers, they would have gave us a run for our money.
Yeah, I mean from the opening snap.
Open the snap, and then we did show a little bit of fight against the Texans. But it's just when you make coaching decisions like McDermott did, it's just like, are we ever going to get over the hump? Right. So I posed a question to you, Nature Boy. Should McDermott be replaced?
Mid-season or this early in the season? No, he shouldn't be replaced.
Period. I mean, let's talk about it.
I mean, period meaning you have to take a lot into account of what's going on. He don't have nothing to do with the offensive woes at the moment. To me, some of the adjustments that done been made in games defensively and what he's had to manage with defensively, and what he had to deal with as far as defensive personnel and what's being accomplished with the defensive personnel we got. I almost expected us to come out and struggle against Baltimore defensively because I know Baltimore plays a complex offense to where you have to really use your eyes. You have to have your keys locked in. And from what we was putting out on the field, they have to go up against that type of complex offense. I knew we was going to struggle. Do I feel like we would have had the same struggles if we would have had TB and Teron out there? No, I think we probably would have dealt with it a little bit better. Do I think we would have shut Baltimore down? Not at all. I don't care who was out there on the field. But do I think we would have processed a little bit better what they were doing? Yeah, I think so. Without Balen Spector and Cam Lewis, guys that we had, in to replace our starters, our bulk, and I mean our defensive line up front, man, they haven't shown that
Physicality.
they haven't shown any kind of physicality, but they haven't shown the ability that, like, it don't seem like it's gonna get better throughout the season. It seems like it's gonna have to be changes made, especially over the nose, man. Like, I feel like if our 3 tech was playing, if our 1 tech was playing a lot better, a lot more,
Daquan
uh,
Jones.
a lot more success would be in the run defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I looked at the cover 1 tape on Dorian Williams. They had a little segment on him last week, and he played with just sheer aggression, man. Like, this kid got out for blocks. I mean, he was brutalizing the offensive lineman. Like, he was getting in their shit, like it was a joy to watch, because even Matt Milano don't play like that. Like, Matt Milano is a scrape, avoid blocks, try to knife his
Instincts.
way in. Yeah, he instinct, he shoot the gap. But from what I seen from Dorian Williams, we haven't had that kind of linebacker play since Sean McDermott's been the coach. And that's what I've been looking for. But he still has the size and the capability to play sideline to sideline. And he's going to do nothing but get better in coverage. You know what I'm saying? The more he's able to process and play fast in coverage, his downhill game is there, and to pair that with a linebacker as smart as TB, I see the future right there at linebacker, But to get back to the point of, should Sean McDermott be replaced? No. The only thing for me to where I would say that has absolutely nothing to do with the regular season. I don't give a damn what happened in this regular season as far as his head coaching if we make the playoffs. If we get ousted again in the divisional round, especially by the Chiefs, that should be it. Like, there's nothing more. And that's when you take in accountability of how he coached the season, some of the blunders that he has yearly, year in and year out. Not saying it's the same thing, but it's like typical. Like, you tell me why, even after we went for 3 straight passes in our red zone, inside our 5, why on the next defensive snaps would you have 3 safeties playing inside the 20 when you know that all they need is a field goal to win? Like, what's the point? They got the ball on the 40-yard line, like around the 45, 40-yard line. Why are you playing with 3 safeties that deep? Like, what are you thinking about in that moment? Stopping a touchdown? Like, it's just stuff that I see like that, to where somebody sitting on their couch shouldn't be able to just point out how idiotic some of the stuff is that he does at times.
Well, did he make that call, or is that Bobby Babbage?
But who's the final say on that, man? You got to say that, and because see, he has the keys to the ship. He has the control. So in certain situations, you have to be so dialed in to where you have no immediately terrible call in this situation. They got one of the best field goal kickers in football, and all they need to do is get to this point. We need to play man to man. We need to try to muck up what they trying to do, or they might hit us with a run. They still got 3 timeouts at this point. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
So
let's. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm going to get back to your point. But on this situation, let's say, okay, because people do say, okay, yeah, you had the final say. All right. So you mean to tell me in every situation in the close games, he has the final say of what call goes out on that field?
as far as on the defensive side of the ball, I would
Okay.
hope.
And that's fair.
Because I'm gonna tell you like this, I can guarantee you that a Bill Belichick in that moment, a Mike Tomlin in that moment, regardless if they calling the plays or not, they gonna know, hey, 1st and 10, second and long, whatever. It's on a certain amount of time on the clock. They got 3 timeouts. There's no need to play that damn deep. All they need is a field goal to win. It's just like somebody got to be out there. It's got to be somebody to second guess somebody. And the top dog who should be on top of every situation during the game should be the one to overcall it, especially as many years as he's been the Bills head coach. You've been through this situation time and time again.
Okay. Okay. But let's get back to this. What you said. So in this situation, you got three safeties up top. You have the best kicker, one of the best kickers in the league, right? This was was that a 58, 59 yarder? 59.
Something right. Tyler Bass would have never made, but go ahead.
So in this situation, you kind of roll the dice, kind of like when you throw the ball down the field when you're backed up inside your 5-yard line.
Idiotic.
To take the chance to go to overtime or get a first down.
Idiotic.
So, which a lot of people say it was idiotic to do. You risk your chance getting safeties. You it's so many things that can happen during this situation.
Especially first time in 45 years, first time in 40 years, 45 years that somebody has thrown the ball with a chance to go to overtime or take a lead inside their 5-yard line.
That's fair. I'm not saying I'm agreeing with it. It's just the logic behind what I heard this week. I can look at it things now. I'm not saying I agree with it now. I'm gonna say this again. But it gave me an opportunity to look at a different perspective of why they did this dumb shit. So okay, so to your point, you have 3 safeties, don't know why. You just need to get in field goal range to win the game, right? From their perspective, maybe Sean McDermott's perspective. Okay, let's cut off their opportunity for letting them get closer field goal range and keep him back further away from to where it could be easier field goal. That's the only thing I could think of in this situation where John McDermott was thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Everything all right, brother?
Yeah. I think my baby girl just came in here, so yeah, I was trying to get her out of here. Yeah, baby girl. Yeah, I know it. She can't help it. She can't help it.
It's all right. But just to recap, I know you was distracted, but maybe he was the logic behind what they were doing was to try to keep everything in front of him. Yeah, instead of giving them an easier opportunity to make the field goal and keep them back from to make it harder for him to make a longer field goal. That's the only thing I can think of in that situation of why he allowed that to happen. Coach McDermott, admittedly, in the beginning of the season, even in the offseason, knows he has an issue with in-game calls, especially when it comes to crunch time situation. He knows that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like he's naive to the situation. I mean, he's hired a guy who was going to be a former ref.
Yeah.
To come and help him and assist him with that situation. But other than that, I mean, the guy, he has in my opinion, I mean, he's still growing as a coach. You know, people love to bring Andy Reid in this situation. Andy Reid couldn't get past for some reason the NFC Championship. You know, he did at one time, but at the end of the day, you know, he was still in the same boat. We couldn't understand why Andy Reid got fired from the Eagles because of the same situation what McDermott is doing right now with the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you know, he has his blunders. You know, he's first time head coach. I mean, he's been in with the Bills like 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 years, and it's like, you know, he still has certain types of struggles.
Yeah.
He's a winner in the regular season. Been to one AFC championship, couple of divisional rounds. You know, it's just that, and he for some reason can't get over the hump, and that's I think in the past, even when Brian Dable, I don't think that he had the coordinators that he wanted to play his type of style of football. I think he does now, but you know, when you had the Brian Dable and the Frazier, Leslie Frazier, I don't think that those maybe Leslie Frazier more than Daboll, because I'm thinking about more Daboll when I say this. Daboll didn't want to run the ball, barely ran the ball. You know, he just wanted to just have an explosive type of offense, aerial attack that created the too high safety look.
Yeah.
And that kept everything in front of him. And then, you know, Josh Allen was successful going against that style of defense. And then they go in copycat lead and everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and he didn't want to run the ball. He refused to run the ball at the time.
Yeah.
So until it was like week 8, week 9, and we were preparing for the playoffs. But having a coordinator like that, that's not Sean McDermott's type of football. Sean McDermott is a physicality up front in the trenches, number one. And number two, on offensively, he wanted to run the ball. So we have that now. Now, we'll go talk about it here in a second, but, you know, he has this type of offense, personnel-wise, receiver. You know, we had to do what we need to do. So we're going to, you know, we have our struggles with that defensively. To your point, they have injuries. I mean, injuries for the past 3 or 4 years. But I think that he's done a phenomenal job. People say what they want about it now. I think he's done a phenomenal job with this defense, considering we have people that probably only be on people's scout team, man.
True.
But he's done a phenomenal job to put them in position for us to win football games.
In the regular season. In the regular
season, sure. Yeah. Sure. In the regular season. Now in the playoffs, I'm gonna have to agree with you on the playoffs. I mean, at some degree though, man. Again, you know, so let's look at the situation. If we do, I seen this comment and it was intriguing to me. Ben Johnson from the Detroit Lions as a head coach, Robert Saleh as a defensive coordinator. How would you feel about that?
I mean, it sounds good. I mean, you have to have you always got to have the personnel to make it work. You know, I'm not gonna say like I'm not gonna say I done seen Robert Saleh put a no-name defense out on the field and be successful. I mean, he's had loaded defenses in San Francisco and with the Jets. So I mean, now what Ben Johnson did out in Detroit, that's impressive. You know, he relit a fire under Jared Goff that everybody had gave up on. You know, he turned the Amon-Ra St. Brown into a superstar. You know, scheming the shit up. It ain't just Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah, he's 7'11". He stay open, but still it's schemed up so much. He turned Laporta to where you say TJ who? TJ Hawkinson, who is that? Sam Laporta's the man out there, and he's one of the best tight ends in the league from day one. You know, the way that Ben Johnson utilizes every weapon that's on that offense is highly impressive, man. Like it's just I mean, it's not always explosive, but when you watch Detroit football, man, you could tell that it's a hard offense to stop and key in on. Even Jameson Williams, man, this year, man, it's just like you started to see it a little bit last year. You know, he was coming out that injury from this rookie season. But man, that dude is explosive, boy. Golly, I mean, he's the real deal. But yeah, I mean, it depends on what team you put that coaching staff on. You know what I'm saying? I can't say every, just because those two names, you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna use Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles as an example. Piggott going back on that. Once the Eagles and Andy Reid parted ways, it was good for both franchises. It was good for the franchise, and it was good for Andy Reid. The Eagles done won 2 rings since Andy been gone, and Andy done won multiple rings since he been gone. So I guess they needed to part ways to be successful, to get to the goals they needed to get to. You know what I'm saying? If we was going to get rid of Sean McDermott, it don't mean that he wouldn't be successful somewhere else. And it don't mean that Buffalo will fall flat on their face without him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why I say I feel like if he hits the same hurdle again, what's this, year 7 or year 8? Year 7 for Josh, year 8.
I think it's year 7. It could be year 8.
Okay.
He came in 2017. So 7.
Okay. So yeah, man, like if you hit that same hurdle again, and I think which I don't think the Bengals is gonna make the playoffs now. They got a hard. They could, they can hit a run. You know how they are, but it's look like it's slim chance that they gonna make the playoffs. But if we were to meet up with the Bengals and get past them, that might somewhat salvage his job. Because when you look at the Bengals this year, and you see the offensive numbers they putting up as far as, leading the league in passing, still able to score, Higgins, Bowden, Chase Bowden. It just make you wonder, like, how they blowing these games. It's still a good team, But yeah, let me charge on him before we die. Yeah, we don't want to die.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. It's it's just gonna have to be. It's just gonna have to be a business decision at the end of the day. I mean, that's what it is, what it boils down to, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think it needs to be a rash decision. We're 5 weeks into the season, about to be number 6 in the season. The worst that could happen happened.
Yeah, and that's why I said, like, at this point right now, I don't think he should be fired right now.
Yeah,
but it's some goals that need to be met for him in order for him to keep his job past this year, I believe. I mean, when you look at it personnel wise, honestly, Brandon Beane dropped the ball this offseason too. He really did. I mean, there was more that you could have done than bring in on the mend, off the mend Curtis Samuels. Like,
tell me what could he have done differently?
I believe he could have paid Moody the same type of money, and we would be getting way more production out of him. Darnell Mooney. Yeah, yes. What? Did you not see his last game? Did you not see Darnell Moody's last game?
The only reason why I say that No, this is the only reason. It has nothing to do with Darnell Mooney. I only saying that only based on this offensive scheme. You know what I'm saying? And I know you don't understand what I'm saying. I know. It's just I don't think I Curtis Samuel to me and Darnell Mooney has the same type of skill set to a degree.
No, they do not.
To a
Darnell
degree.
Mooney can run the route tree. He stays open. He has the production to prove it, and he's showing it right now, having a decent quarterback.
In a different offensive scheme.
I mean,
You
he
mean
put up
so
1,000 yards in
you
Chicago,
mean
big
to tell
dog.
me
He
in
put up
this
1,000
offensive
yards in
scheme,
Chicago, big dog.
huh?
That's he put up 1,000 yards in Chicago. That's damn near impossible for a wide receiver to do. Like, man, like I say, I have seen it with my own eyes this season. He's with a decent quarterback now. The boy can play. It's just that he can play. He can line up outside. He can play in the slot. Curtis Samuel ain't showed me a damn thing. Even when I look at his tape, like what I tell you, he's a 4-3 guy that plays at a 4-7, 4-8. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you said that.
He has no pop. He has no. I don't give a damn if all his toes was healthy. Like I done seen it. You know, when I watch him on tape, all his plays, like you play running back at one point, but you never breaking tackles. You know what I'm saying? Khalil Shakir, you're not gonna get him down with no arm tackles, no weak tackle. You better come with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Curtis Samuels is a cream pup. That's why he stayed with these little soft tissue injuries, little toe injuries, and stuff like that. Like that's been his whole career. But to say him and Darnell Mooney the same skill set, I don't see it at all. Yeah, I don't see it at all. At all.
I do.
And for two,
I just think that I don't think that Darnell Mooney, like I said, I'll give you the argument about the skill set, but the being an offensive scheme, I just don't know. I don't
Josh
know.
Allen needs receivers that can get open. I can guarantee you he would have more production than what Curtis Samuel has right now through 5 games if Darnell Mooney was on the team.
I'm sure he would have. I mean,
And that's
look
what
how
I'm
they
saying.
utilize.
That's what I'm saying.
Look how they utilize him though.
So for $8 million a year, they wouldn't utilize him like Curtis Samuel. They're not finna line Moody up in the backfield. They're not gonna
I
do
know
that.
that, but
That's what I'm saying. You would
answer
have
me
more.
this. Answer me this. Have you seen? Let's talk about Keon Coleman. Have they schemed Keon Coleman? How many times have you seen them scheme Keon Coleman open? It's been a few times. I
Yes.
mean, because I think one of them was a touchdown. One of them was a touchdown. Twice in 5 games. You mean to tell me they schemed Keon Coleman open twice?
That's
Let's talk about this next step
hold
because
on.
this is where you're going.
Yeah.
Before we go on, we both agree that Sean McDermott shouldn't be canned. We need to see what happens in the postseason, and we'll go from there. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about these offensive roles. So you mean to tell me that our offensive woes has nothing to do with not scheming people open?
I didn't say that at all.
It has everything to do with our receivers not getting separation.
I didn't say that at all.
Okay.
I didn't say that at all.
What's the problem? Because the thing is,
That's
if you
what it
ask
is.
me,
Because the first 3 weeks we were scheming it up. We running motion. We said what the defense is so we could dictate what we want to do on offense. Where the past 2 weeks, it's like I don't know what the process has been in the head, but we not stacking formations. We run when we do spread it out. It's just spread. No kind of pre snap dictation going on. No concepts in the route. You got certain receivers running routes that other receivers should be running. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what happened between the first 3 weeks and compared to the past 2 weeks. You know, if we run the ball at a high clip, but the passing game hasn't been, you know, hasn't been, you know,
Productive.
schemed up off the run game like how it should be. Is that the play action hasn't been, you know, so I that's why I say that's got to do with Brady. You know, now the way Josh Allen was missing throws last Sunday, I can't blame Brady for that. You know, offensive line, yeah, he was under pressure, but it was a couple of them where, hey, he just flat out couldn't hit the side of a goddamn barn. I don't know what the hell was going on with Josh Sunday, but that was one of them, like a Jacksonville type game in the past. Like, damn, why are you playing down to your competition like this? And it wasn't even that he's playing down to his competition. Like, dude, like you seen some of them, man. Like, I know Mac Hollins is not a burner, but the quarterback got to make that play. You got to put that
But
ball right in his hand. Those damn layups.
but that's why I said what I said about Mooney. It has nothing to do with Mooney's skill set. It has everything to do with the system. That's why I say what Mooney's doing in Atlanta,
No,
he
he's
won't
not
be
in
doing
Atlanta.
that at Buffalo
Is he
because
still
of
in?
what you
Yeah,
just said.
Yeah.
What you just said. Scheming and the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's the problem. The thing is, I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback at all. But I tell you what, he's smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's smart. And that's the type of quarterback they've been needing in Atlanta. They got it. Now, they put pieces to where he could be successful because that's a type of style of play that game that he plays. Mooney fits the mold because he's that type of player. Kirk Cousins going to give him the ball in that type of system. Putting Darnell Mooney in our system doesn't mean that he'll be effective because shit, we can't scheme. We have
But
an
is
issue
this the
scheming
thing?
these receivers open, bro.
Yeah,
We part in the bottom of the league probably. I can remember the numbers, but bro, we haven't even ran 12 personnel.
Yeah,
And you know that.
it's idiotic. And this is the thing. I wonder, like, how were you able to scheme certain plays up first, first 3 weeks, but then week 3 and 4, it looks completely different. I mean, week 4 and 5, it looks completely different. You know what I'm
I'll tell you
saying?
why. I'll tell you why, because our running game was dynamic those first 3 weeks. Josh Allen didn't have to do much, probably except for week 1. He had to, but he was all over the damn place in week 1. Second against Miami, and then against Jacksonville, we had to do our receivers one catch. We haven't had receivers outside of Khalil that had just multiple catches like that.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brady is not scheming this offense properly, dog. With what we have, I can say this with utmost confidence. We can go to the Super Bowl with the team that we have. We have weapons, bro. Even though they have improved to have separation, that's our offensive coordinator that needs to learn. Just like he's talking about with Ben Johnson, St. Brown, scheme his ass open. You know how to use Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows how to scheme these players open. Look at what they're doing in Kansas City. Juju Smith-Schuster, he had over 100-some yards the other day. His sorry ass. You mean to tell me he's that dude? No. Kelsey, who hasn't had a big game since the beginning of the season, had a 90-yard game the other day. You mean to tell me he's explosive and he like that right now? He's 35.
Right.
So like I said, Darnell Mooney will not be successful in this system compared to what he's doing in Atlanta. The problem is that Joe Brady is not utilizing his weapons and scheming these players like they need to be.
Yeah.
You have a Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid. Okay, how they're force feeding Dalton Kincaid is laughable. It's laughable. You're. I'm just gonna give you the ball. I'm just gonna try to get you involved because we're supposed to.
Yeah.
We're supposed to. You haven't seen, just like Steve Smith said, you haven't seen your boy Coleman line up in the slot a lot. His ass is on the outside.
Yeah, because if they put him in the slot, they feel like they ain't got nobody to play at the X.
Well, that's why
they'd rather put
draw them up.
Yeah, they'd rather put back Hollins, like back Hollins can't play on the outside.
That's what I'm saying. Put him on the outside. Put Dalton Kincaid on the outside.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Just because they're lining up outside doesn't mean that they're getting the ball. You scheme up plays. You want to be able to draw mixed matches. Like this is common football 101. And you had all offseason to do it. You had all training camp. Like, what are you doing? Well, okay, so answer me this. Why are these receivers have to know every position? They're wasting their time.
Yeah.
If you're not going to put them in position to be open or win their matchups, what's the point of them even? If you have Keon Coleman lined up on the outside majority of the time instead of being in his strength area in the slot, what's the point of him on every position on the field? Not on the field, but every receiver position. What's the point? You can put Khalil Shakir on the outside. Like you said the other day, we can run bunch formation. Where have we seen that?
That's what I'm saying. That's how you do it. When you got guys that ain't able to just consistently win 1-on-1, man, you got to stack them formations, man. You got to run bunch formations. You got to get clear. You got the motion in the bunch. You know, it's ways of doing it, man. That's why I say is Brady an offensive mastermind? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like Josh ain't just had a true offensive mastermind to take him under their wing and just, you know what I'm saying, and let them steer the ship. You know, he ain't had that. The biggest thing he has had of that was Dable, you know, to a certain degree. Dable was good at scheming some things up at times, you know, but he ran a lot of, like I say, conceptless passing schemes at times. It was all just, you know, Josh go out there and make a play, you know. Like, honestly, it's so many times where Josh should take off, you know, rolling out to the right. And I'd be wondering, like, what was the route concepts? I said they couldn't have had a chance to develop because he's already breaking out to that, you know, sprinting to that right, trying to, you know, get something to break down. And now defenses have become so immune to that they're forcing him to do it, almost wanting him to do it, and getting the coverage over there to that side to where it's more mucked up compared to being a sporadic type play that's truly truly off schedule. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want him to roll right. We're gonna flood our coverage to the right as if the offense is flooding the route concept to one side of what the weak side of the defense.
But that's smart, right?
Yeah, it's smart.
Defensively.
Because I mean, when somebody's been doing that for 7 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, defense coordinators ain't dumb. Just like you say, like they put the two high shell in for how he was beating teams deep. You know, now they doing what they need to do to stop that roll out to the right. That's his most effective, you know, play. That is truly his most effective play when it comes to passing the ball, you know. So
So do you agree with the Brady being an issue? Because
at this point in time in the season, yes. Let
me ask you a better question than that. Do you think it's more of a Brady problem or a receiver problem?
it's more of a Brady problem. Brady has to the receivers have the ability to make plays. It's
Okay.
not like you say, it's not being schemed up. I'm not I'm not concerned like Keon Coleman. Well, ain't his last 2 catches been touchdowns pretty much? Like
Yeah, only had one catch a game.
that's what I'm saying. Get the ball in his hands. Okay, and then he proved in crunch time not his last 2 catches because he had about three or 4 in the Baltimore game. But he proved in that game, like, all right, we getting our ass kicked right now. You need somebody to make a play. I dropped one early, but these next 3 you hit me with, I'm finna catch these. And they was all tough catches. You know what I'm saying? He proved to me then, in the moment, I can make a play for you. You know what I'm saying? Just give me an opportunity. So
opportunity, baby. That's all we waiting on. Opportunity.
Yeah. So to me, like even the deep shots that they was taking on the inside to Mac Hollins, that should have been Keon Coleman in that position, and I believe Keon Coleman would have made a better play on them balls than what Mac Hollins did. So yeah, it's more of a Brady issue than the receivers.
I agree.
I'm not going to blame the receivers.
Well, everybody is. Everybody. We need to get Devontae Adams. We need to trade for what's his name? Coop.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's not what we need right now. We're going back.
You want to know what I do before I do all that? I sit MVS ass down and bring in Terrell Shavers. That's what I do.
I would have been did that.
Hell yeah.
Shit, I'd have been did that long time ago. And we're gonna talk about sitting down some players on the defense. We're gonna get out of that. But Shavers, he would have been in my lineup. MVS would have even been on my roster.
I know
he
showed nothing. He showed nothing. Yeah, he showed nothing. Baby, you got to go from out of here. You got to go from out of here, baby. Baby, London, you got to go, baby.
That's what kids do, man.
Yeah, she can't help it.
Interrupt everything.
She can't help it.
You can get on with your lady.
Yeah.
Had that door locked.
Yeah, I'm talking about don't give 2 flips that dad got a whole program going on here. Look, it ain't a podcast. We got a whole program going on here. And she won't sit within it, Too bad the baby. Oh, that's good, baby. That's good. Yeah, go on.
Positive reinforcement so you can keep moving.
Yeah.
But
back to our regular scheduled program.
Yeah. Back to what we were talking about. But I've been listening. Like I said, I've been listening to what people have been saying. But reverting back to the true number 1 receiver that's a panic call. I think that's more people panicking and not really trusting what we can do. Now, Brady ain't really made it easy for us to trust from what he's been calling, because he's been calling plays like we've been needing a number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
But if, with what we have, all he needs to do is just utilize his playbook and his brain, go into motion, put because we don't have one-on-one, people that can beat one-on-one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have people that can make some plays for you and put them in different positions of the line. Like I would have Ray Davis out in the backfield, put his ass out there in the damn slot. I will have James Cook in the back and put, Ray, you know what I'm saying? Like flip it up like that. I would have Dalton Knox and Kincaid out there. You can, like I said before, you can line Kincaid out wide.
Honestly, man, all three eye backs have good to great heads, man. Like all 3 of them can catch the ball. Like you have so many weapons that you could utilize outside of just the wide receiver rule. You know what I'm saying? Like Both your tight ends are receiving threats. All three of your backs are receiving threats. Hell, Johnson proved it on the fade route he caught in the end zone. That was a hell of a catch.
He did it. He made plays like that last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's proven that these guys can do that. Ray Davis got good tape that he's a good receiver, at the backfield, and then caught a couple passes this season as well. So,
yeah,
like I say, it's up to Brady to get out of his own head, and he needs to take more grasp of the offense, kind of take the keys back out of their hands. Like, how he always say, whatever plays they want to run, all this bullshit. I ain't never heard a coach talk like that, to be honest with you. It sound good, but, come on, show that you in control, you and your quarterback. Y'all the only two need to be in control and setting up, a 15-play script. It shouldn't be the running back. They can tell you what runs they like per se or whatever, but
who cares? Run the damn ball.
Right, run what I call. You're gonna run what I call, regardless what plays you like. You know what I'm saying? Like how does that even sound schematically? If all my tailback, I don't think he like to run his outside zone. So, so I'm gonna run that 70% of the time he in the game. That sounds dumb. But so that's why I say he's a young offense coordinator still. I think he's trying to somewhat still cover up for the mistakes he made in Carolina, losing that job. And you can even see it in the last couple of press conferences that he's shooken by the performances that the offense done put out the past 2 weeks. It bothers him, and that's a good thing. I'd rather see that it bothers him more so than somebody who's nonchalant or even saying shit like it ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He been honest, and that to me that shows accountability, and accountability sometimes leads to certain changes. And even in the second half of the Houston game, you seen a bit of a difference. It was more so still in that sense, Josh being off a tinge. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't honestly think we'll ever see Josh be that inaccurate again. No matter, he'll still have bad games here and there, but as far as like a 9 for 30, I'll just like Josh is still
part of the roller coaster, dog.
Yeah, it's a part of the roller coaster, but 9 for 30. Now, if you say 9 for 18, 10 for 20, something like that, yeah, but 9 for 30, that's, like I say, that was another historic number. That
it's a Billsy thing, dog. We make history in a negative way.
Yeah, we really do. So, yeah, I'd be surprised, man. We done seen, too, he hitting people dead in the numbers damn near every throw, I hope that's Monday night, because he gonna have to with the goddamn secondary we going up against, but we'll get into that.
Probably the best defense we're going against so far. And that's saying a lot with the Baltimore defense.
Right. The way they smacked us around with just pure grit.
Just
that's all it was.
We didn't belong on the field, man. It was
we didn't.
It's like we were like the nice guys, and they were the bullies, man. They just like, get your ass out of here.
Yeah, they pushing us down and knocking us out of bounds and shit. Then we hip drag tackling them and then helping them up. They smacking us down and talking shit, standing over us, and we tackling them gently and then lifting the hand.
That was a real like a bad high school game. It's like we went up to go to a team that it was just kind of like, yeah, we could beat them. We undefeated, and we didn't belong on the same field as them.
Yeah, no.
And they made it be known.
It was like an undefeated Tennessee team going to take on the undefeated Texas team in high school.
Yeah.
You know that shit, but they ain't even gonna be close.
It ain't gonna be close.
Yeah,
ain't gonna be close. But so let's talk about defensively, man. I know we got a lot, to say about the offense. Which rather, I think offense is the elephant in the room. I mean, we've
Yeah.
like I heard when somebody say, we were ready to promote Brady after the first 3 weeks, and then now it was like, where you at, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we
What have you
understand.
done for me lately? Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
what have you done for me
Yeah.
lately, buddy?
Yeah.
But let's talk
Ooh, yeah.
let's talk about the defense, man. Because our defense ain't really been playing that well. We've
No, not
considering what we have. Um, we can talk about injuries. Um, but just like Daquan said last season, it's nothing like whooping a man in front of you. What do you say?
right. Right. That's what he said.
Whatever it's about whooping another man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he be getting his ass whooped for the most part of the season. And I think they said the Texans game was probably his best game, but it was just like seeing how Baltimore was being even Texans, how they were just physical up front.
Yeah,
Like we didn't have it.
they were born up. They played a brand of football against us Sunday that they hadn't played all year. But I hadn't seen Texans run much I formation. Even the first game with Mixon, it was a lot of 3 wide and a lot of 12 personnel single back,
Because
So
but they knew that they can do it. Look
right,
what Baltimore did.
right. They
It's like
didn't do it with as much success, but they still showed that we don't fear y'all up front at all.
not all.
I think we made a concerted effort to not get bullied as much as we did in the Baltimore game. But
Yeah.
as far as is the Texans coming out saying 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 that we not gonna that we not gonna respect y'all, they did that, and up front we got to get better. We got to get better in the trenches. I honestly like what I seen out of the practice squad guy that we picked up, the rookie
From
from
the
Alabama.
Falcons,
Yeah, I like what I seen from him once he got in the game. It was they couldn't move him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't getting pushed around out there. I seen that because he a big boy. The Dwayne Carter. Like I say, he
played
flashed.
well.
He flashed. From what I seen in the preseason up until that point Sunday, it was a huge jump because I seen him get pushed around a lot in the preseason. Seen him getting up off his ass on a few plays during the preseason. Because he got a lot of run, but the backup veterans that we have on the defensive line, they have to do something. Like normally the guys that we bring in, we get some kind of pop out of them. But I'm almost to the point to where I want to sit Austin Johnson down and bring in Louis, whoever the Samoan guy, was number 51 out the practice squad. Because
Yeah.
anytime when he gets called up, he play with fire. If anything, he going 110 miles per hour anytime he in the game, and I prefer that than to have to feel like we have to have somebody in who we paying, and that's how I feel about MVS to a certain degree, that they feel like, okay, we signed him, we need to have him in instead of that. No, it shouldn't work like that. It shouldn't work like that at all. This a
You're right,
team,
brother.
this a team that's normally been, and but to me that I've noticed that it's been that more that philosophy has accounted more for the defense than the offense. The fact that whoever playing better gonna be out there on that field, like Benford over Elam, when Milano got his job early, certain players like that. It always seems like that. It's always accounted more for the defense, where we done had players on the practice squad that we feel like on offense should get called up, should get more playing time, because we know that they got some skills more so than, like, even last year. Shavers could have got called up last year compared to what Trent Sherfield and
Hardy.
in what Hardy gave us. You know, like when you get into week 8, 9, 10, and you see what production you getting from guys that are easily replaced, why not do it? Why not call up a younger guy or a veteran from the practice squad that, you know, I wouldn't be upset if we went out and traded a 6th or 7th round pick and brought in Robert Woods. I wouldn't even be mad at that. At least that's something. You know what I'm saying?
He's an older Shakir.
Huh?
Why?
No, I'm saying like just like if we got rid of envious, like I'm just saying like it's certain players on the team that just don't, you know what I'm saying?
If I was giving away MVS, bro, I'll get a draft. I'll get a 7 round. I'll get a 2026 7 round pick for him.
Yeah,
get him
man.
off our books.
Yeah,
I don't want no. I want an extra player for him. For what?
Yeah,
give me an extra draft capital. I'll bring somebody up, like you say, a Shavers up from the practice squad to fill his role, and I'll sign somebody else to the practice squad. I'm not, man, please.
Yeah,
but let's talk about we're talking about defense, man.
Yeah,
we're talking about defense.
Yeah,
so
I got distracted again. That guy,
you did. I know it. Let's
yeah, went down that damn rabbit hole. Yeah,
but
motherfucker who can't even catch.
So we all agree that our defensive line play like shit. You know, like I said, we thought Russo, this is his year after that 3-sack game.
And we ain't seen him since.
AJ Epinesa, he's playing like his sophomore season. And then, you know, Ed Oliver, he got to get going. Daquan Jones, he got to get going. So we're not playing like anything in our trenches on a defense. What I really want to talk about is how we need to get. And I'm you know, whoever watching may not agree with me. I'm not going to get ridiculed for saying this, but DeMar Hamlin need to be on the bench.
Yeah.
He needs to be on the bench.
This ain't got nothing.
Bring in Edwards.
Nothing personal.
Nothing personal, bro. Hey, man, we agree. You know, well, you know, fine.
Yeah.
You know, we agree. Wonderful story. God bless you with life, brother. But for what we need right now, we need somebody to go out here and make some plays.
Yeah.
He had an interception. Okay, that's fine. It was thrown right at him. But at the end of the day,
I could have caught that interception, Terry. I could have caught that interception laying on my back. I could have caught that interception laying on my back, waking up from a nap. I could have. I'm telling you.
Oh my God! But look, it's just like when I see him play, and you want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Give him the benefit of the doubt because you know he was consistent. He was available. I'll say that he was available during training camp. Edwards wasn't available. Bishop wasn't available. At some point, man, you got to be like, okay, Mar, we gonna put Edwards in the rotation to see what he can do. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, right now, you know, I'd be like, okay, well, without evidence, we're gonna put you on the bench because we feel that he's a better player. What we need to do is we need to put Edwards out there on the field because ideally he was supposed to be a penciled-in starter, but let's put him out there because they gotta be seeing this stuff on film, man. Like,
right.
If I know we can see it on film, you got to be able to see it on film. But if you get beat out for your position by one of these guys, and we try to improve our football team, we need to try somebody else. We got to get somebody some reps because he's not doing us any good being on this bench. Why are you out here giving us, I'm going to say questionable effort, but questionable effort?
Yeah. Like sometimes the way he's approaching these tackles, I feel like he's going to get injured from coming in, you know, at 75%, you know, 80%. He's not coming in at 100%, you know, aggression, and when you playing like that, thinking like that, that's when you really can get hurt.
You really can get hurt.
Yeah,
Because
what I'm
quiet is
saying?
kept. Quiet is kept. To your point, I mean, look at when Tua got hurt by him. He caught Tua in the head. Where Tua hit him in the chest area.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
you not when you playing cautious, man. You can get hurt just as bad as you just playing reckless.
Right,
Because when he
right.
first, like when he took over Michael Hyde's spot, man, he was out there. He was a human cannonball.
He
But
was.
now it's like we don't see that from him at all. I'm not expecting him to go out there. I do. I'm lying. I'll be lying to you if I don't. I expect for
I,
him to
I
go out there.
I expect anybody that put this chin strap on and get it in between them white lines.
Yeah.
I expect them to go 110%. It's just what
Yep.
it is. It's just
Yep.
what it is. I mean that's nothing more than I would ask of myself if I was out there. That's the 100% truth. If
Yep.
I was out there and I had that chin strap on, I'm going 110%.
You got to.
Got
You have
to.
to. If not, you're gonna get hurt, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
get
And
hurt because somebody coming around
and
110 at you.
then the thing is I want to. I want to deliver that goddamn punishment. So, hey, it is what it is.
Is what it
You
is.
know what I'm saying? So, if I ever had a second guessing of I just wouldn't go out there.
Yeah.
I
You put
wouldn't.
yourself in danger like that.
Yeah.
So, and it's not about you just playing, man. You're hurting yourself and you're hurting your football team. And right now, I don't think he's our best option at safety at
I don't.
all.
I
I
don't
think,
either.
you give the Rook probably a look before that, but I would say, hey, man, put Edwards in and let's see what he can do as well. I think he gives us, him and Rap would probably give us a better chance on that back end, along with our stud corners.
Yeah,
So
I
which
like
are
because like honestly, uh, with the injuries at linebacker and Dorian Williams not fully being that guy in the pass coverage, concepts and then having Baylor Spectre in for a couple of weeks, you see the noticeable difference in the passing game over the middle with Terrell Bernard. Our over the middle has been what's killing us. You know what I'm saying? Tight ends, slot guys. But when it comes to the outside, man, we've been pretty solid. Outside of the big play early in the Houston game, like no outside receivers have really done much against us, especially on Bamford's side. And
yeah,
that was a zone play where the young safety didn't get deep enough when Collins beat us deep in that on that play. But as far as on the outside, man, you have to be happy with that. That's what you want. You want
yeah,
to, yeah, you want to like it almost showed and proved like how Marvin Harrison been playing ever since we played him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
dude got skills. It wasn't the
mhm,
fact that he wasn't ready for the league. Nah, we did a damn good job on him outside that one play we let get
yeah.
behind us and Murray didn't see it. Did you see Arizona against San Francisco Sunday?
No, I didn't watch that.
Ooh, hey, Kyler Murray and them boys balling, man. Kyler Murray and them boys balling, man. They took it right to San Francisco
but
ass.
we already knew
Yeah, we
Arizona was gonna
knew
be
it.
that way.
We knew it. We knew it. We
Yeah,
said even if they don't win 10 games, they gonna give a lot of teams some
yeah,
fits.
yeah.
You know,
I'm not surprised by that.
yeah,
I expected for them to do that. For them to be like Arizona, like when they're talking about Buffalo and didn't play nobody, and Arizona comes up, I'm like, Arizona's a pretty good football team.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They
they,
just didn't win against us. It
yeah,
is what it is,
yeah.
because they got weapons. They got Colin Murray,
Oh
their
man,
head coach, and he
hey,
came in. People kind
hey,
of questioning him, but he
Murray,
he's done a heck of a job. That
hey,
offensive coordinator, a heck of a job.
hey, TG. Murray took off on him in that first quarter on a 51-yard run on a
I
read
heard about
option. Oh man, he was celebrating 10 yards into the run. He
that.
did. He had that ball in. He had that ball in the air like this, 10 yards into the run. He knew he had it to the house because he knew wasn't nobody gonna catch him. I said, man,
Golly.
underrated. That boy is underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they had reasons for doubting him now before the injury, but since he come back from that injury, man, he completely dialed in.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Worth the money.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, the defense, you know, we got huge question marks at safety. You know, we really thought that with the coaching that it would be a smoother transition from the safeties than what it's been. We really have. Even when it comes to the gap integrity in the run game, you know, I knew Michael Hyde and Poyer wasn't the best when it came to gap integrity, which they you know, Poyer would give his body up in the run game, but you know, as far as he always took bad angles. He always took bad angles. But Taylor Rapp sometimes he comes with so much aggression sometimes that he takes himself out of plays, you know. And it's been multiple times we've seen where he then took out his own players. Like we talked about it in the offseason, and then Taron Johnson, we've lost him for weeks because of Taylor Rapp's recklessness. I like his reckless abandon, but yeah, damn, you got to dial it in just a
You gotta
little
make plays
bit.
with your eyes open.
Yeah, because I mean, you hurting yourself, you hurting your teammates, and when you doing that, you affecting the whole team. You got to think him and Johnson on the mend at the same time. You know, like that's not benefiting us at all. And both reasons is because of the way you playing. The injury to Johnson, your helmet hitting his forearm, and your injury because you coming in on a 275-pound running back, you know, and you catch his knees up to the side of your head, you know. So, you know, you got to dial it back a little bit. Like I say, I like the aggression, but you know, like you say, play with your eyes open, see what you're hitting, see where you're hitting, you know.
Yeah.
Like as much as Buda Baker make plays around people's ankles, you don't see him getting kneed in the head and stuff like that. You
Nope.
know, he knows how to shit, boy. He knows how to shoot and make like impact tackles low. It don't be just I'm going at people's legs like how Hamlin been doing all season. I'm rolling under people to make tackles. You know, I'm just gonna shoulder roll into your leg. You know, he actually fire in and missile torpedo, and he take your damn legs from up under you. You know, he's the enforcer. You know, but
Yeah.
outside, man, Christian Benford has been playing some of the best corner in the league this year, man, and I love just the way his approach is to the game. You know, I'm glad that people sleep on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And him and Rasul, man, them both of them dudes' personality, man. Like, you know, when you listen to a Rasul Douglas press conference or interview, like his even keel, man, he just a cool brother. Like you can tell he don't get down on too much of what go on in the game when it's in a rough spot,
Yeah.
you know, and that's how he keep himself in tune. And you can tell Benford the same way, you know. And the fact that they done bonded the way they done bonded, like man, it's just been them two dudes, man. You got to think they wasn't the answers for us at cornerback once Trey went down. They fell in our lap to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
I
feel
mean,
like
6th-round pick in Benford, and you know, trade acquisition, you know, during the season with Rasul. So I mean, you know, big corners. You know,
mm-hmm.
they played the zone very well.
Yeah.
You know, they just out there shutting things down, you know, which is
Mm-hmm.
great. You know, Benford is by the end of the season gonna be a household name. He will
Oh,
get paid. You know, so
yeah.
you know, but the positive thing, here's the thing though. Having said that as well, we have two cornerstone pieces at corner, right? Issues on the defensive line, a linebacker, TB's back. Dorian Williams is playing lights out football, and he is just exactly what we needed. He brings that nasty for us at linebacker.
I said as soon as I seen the tape.
Yeah, man. So we got he needs to clean up his coverage.
Of course,
I think he's getting better, but safety needs to be addressed. We have to address that. I'll be shocked if we don't. I will. I will have to shift my belief about the McDermott thing if we don't do something at safety, because he knows talent. He knows Ed Oliver barely saw the field his first year because I ain't gonna say barely, but he didn't play like we thought that he would his first year because Sean McDermott said no. I mean, you're not ready. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Same thing with Kyrie Elam. He didn't see the field at all in 3 years because Sean said, nope, not ready.
Right.
Dorian Williams got pulled out of games last year because he wasn't ready. So
and Dorian Williams had production on the stat sheet, and we was wondering, like, man, they do had like 10 tackles the past 2 weeks. Why is he getting pulled? Why he ain't in the line? And it was for the fact that
he plays in big moments.
Yeah, he couldn't process what was going on.
Couldn't process it. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you don't see this as safety, I'm gonna start questioning you as a leader at this point because Hamlin is not it. He's a replacement player. He is what he is. He's a backup. And for him to continue to play backup level at the safety position, we don't need that. We can't win that way. You know what I'm saying? You got to put the best players on the field. And my expectation is DeMar Hamlin needs to be on the bench. Edwards or Bishop needs to be playing. So that's my take. I think that the defensive side of the ball, we got to get tough in the trenches. And I will say this, and then we'll move on. We got to put Gregory Rousseau in the opportunity to win this game. He's came in from college, getting most of the sacks up against the guard. He's done that in the league too.
Yeah.
And for us not to have a NASCAR package and put him on the inside, on the interior, going against a guard, one-on-one against a guard, that's insane to me.
It is.
I'm just gonna let that be. I guess they want him to be on the edge. That's fine. But you have Von Miller, you can have AJ as Espinosa, and you can have Gregory Rousseau and Ed Oliver on the interior.
Yeah.
Pass rush. So
on
that note, let's talk about the Jets, man. So what are the keys to beat the Jets?
We have to run the ball effectively, like we're gonna have to do each and every week this season. We're gonna have to utilize the middle of the field once again, because I don't think we'll have much success against the outside corners. DJ Reed and South Garner, past couple years, they've been locking us up on the outside pretty well. And if we don't, if we're not able to stop their pass rush, because they don't have to blitz much, but that don't mean that they won't blitz, because the blitz has been effective against us the past 2 weeks. It's going to be a long game. Yeah, it's going to be a long game. But as far as on the defensive side of the ball, we're going to have to stop the run. They got those two big backs. Not saying that they run game have been too successful this season, but that don't mean nothing when it comes to how we played against the run this season. Lighting the ass up front. Two running backs that's over 220 and can both take it to the house. A veteran quarterback that can manipulate defenses, at times. And the way our coverage has been in the middle of the field, Garrett Wilson's been lined up in the slot a lot, because they got Mike Williams now who had the ability to play the X for them. Tyler Conklin, ain't Tyler Conklin they tight end?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler Conklin. You know, he kind of worries me a little bit in this game because I believe Aaron Rodgers, you know, he gonna see, you know, where we're weak at. He know he's not gonna be able to win on the outside too much. That don't mean he won't take his shots, but we got to our defensive line has to beat the offensive line in this game.
Period.
Period.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
We have to.
I'm flying through. That's why I say if we can't block them up front, you know, it's gonna be a long day for Josh. And they still got some horses over there on that defensive line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
what I'm saying.
they don't
Vice
have to
versa,
blitz.
bro.
Yeah, they don't have to
We
blitz.
have to win. We have to win the trenches, man. We have to win the trenches. Bottom line, if we don't win the trenches, it's gonna be a long day. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win the game. It's gonna be a long night.
Yeah, it's gonna be ugly.
That's just bottom line. I know we all know what Aaron Rodgers can do. We all know what they bring in the running game. We already know the back end of their defense, what they bring to the table. We already know that. If we can't control the trenches, we're done. Point blank, period. Because we already proved, like you say, we can't scheme people open. Another thing. Point blank, period, bro.
Yeah, that's facts.
I ain't gonna go into detail about that. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, like you say, Aaron Rodgers, he'll eat his asses alive. Those two backs, they'll probably be high fiving each other every time they reach the end zone.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
that age 40. Like I said, only plus that I can see as far as for us defensively that we and it wasn't a major concern last week, but it was still a concern because he could move. But Aaron Rodgers does not have the mobility that he had 5 years ago because he was deadly with his legs. And I think that will help our defensive line out a lot. I mean, he get the ball out quick still, but he's taking some sacks this year. And from the scouting report I've been hearing on their right tackle, he can be had. Yeah, they said he can be had, and you know, I mean, I know that don't mean nothing. I mean, I'm just saying, like, but I'm saying, like, if we need to take advantage, and if that's something more of a key, you know, something that we can key in on more so than what we had to deal with the last 2 weeks. Like the last 2 weeks, we couldn't lay a finger on Stroud or especially Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to really have to deal with that dynamic, you know, this
what
week.
you mean? But the thing is, they said that the last 2 weeks about their offensive line. They've said the same thing about Baltimore. Oh, the Baltimore, they have issues with their offensive line. You know, we can probably do something with their offensive line. Man, they bullied us.
Oh no,
on both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
same thing with the Texans. Same thing with the Texans.
Yeah, see, but I'm talking about as far as quarterback mobility. That's what I'm saying. Like it was time we were beating offensive linemen, but the quarterback's mobility to move it made it obsolete. That's what I'm saying. Aaron can't move like the last two quarterbacks we done played. You see what that's the only point I'm making. Yeah, I'm not saying like, our defensive line can win up front, but when you got quarterbacks that can step up, especially somebody like Stroud who's actually looking to pass, that's effective against our defense. That's one reason why the screen game is so effective against us. We can win. We can win up front. We real good against quarterbacks who can't move. You know what I'm saying? Quarterbacks who can't move, we get sacks all day long. But the quarterbacks who can Patrick Mahomes, you know, people who not even looking to run but can maneuver in that pocket, you know, they kill us. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like
Murray, he did a certain
early.
thing.
He did it early. We keyed in on that in the second half, but we had our horses. We had our horses week one. By the second half of that game, the defense was dialed in. Yeah, the defense was dialed in.
Yeah. But we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. I think it's gonna be a close game than what people think.
Who think it's gonna be a blowout?
Well,
I'm gonna say whoever done looked at the Jets or the Bills the past few weeks, if they think it's gonna be,
I think we were. What's the point spread on us? I can't remember the point spread, but it actually shrunk once they got rid of Robert Saleh.
coach, yeah.
So they believe that
It gave them an
that's
advantage.
going to give us a hell of a ball game
Ain't
without
that
Robert
something?
Saleh.
Yeah, you get rid of your leader. It is,
Yeah.
it's a plus for you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
saying something.
So we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it go. We'll see how our Bills capitalize during the season. I mean, not during the season, during this game. We got to take one game at a time.
Yeah,
You know, brick on brick.
yeah.
So we'll see if Brady learned his lesson. Let's see if Babbage. We ain't talk about him. Let's see if he learned his lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if Sean McDermott learns a lesson. So, you got to be better at making decisions. We love Sean McDermott when he goes for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
But
all the reason I didn't break up Babbage is because even in the Baltimore game, in the second half of these games, I be seeing the adjustments that the defense make, and that it don't be the same shit going on the whole game. That's the only reason. To where the offense, I can't say that for them throughout the whole game. I don't see sometimes. I'm almost like it's getting it's getting more stupid as the goddamn game goes on. And maybe because it's how sober I be going into that point, I can still see where early in the season they had been so damn hammered by halftime going on after the second half. So yeah, maybe that's what it was. But yeah, give me a score prediction.
Just to clarify, you don't. So people know you take shots on every touchdown. That's what you mean.
Yeah.
By being hammered and being sober. So,
yeah. Okay.
You saying that is me and you understand it, but to put it out there, Nature Boy, every time we score, I take shots. I think he was drunk as hell in that Miami game.
The Miami game, and then the Jacksonville game. I almost had to go to the ER after that game. They really tried to take me down through that game. I couldn't do nothing but lay across the bed after that one.
Well, hopefully we get the. I don't do that. That's him. But hopefully you get hammer time on
I can say if y'all don't watch the show enough, y'all can clearly see that we get down on a whole completely different level. We boys.
9 days.
Yeah, we cut from a different cloth.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right, y'all. That's our show.
You didn't give me no score prediction. Stop.
Oh, score prediction. Okay.
Yeah, give me a score prediction.
It's gonna be a tough one, brother. 24-21 Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going 2017 Buffalo. It's gonna be a dog fight. It's gonna be a dog fight up that MetLife.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Throw your prediction in the comments. See who's gonna win the game and scores, and we'll follow up to see if you guys are right. So anyway, that's our show. So this make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, and that notification bell. Just to let you know we got another show. I'm your boy TG. This is my boy Nature Boy. Top billing. We out.
Let's go. Yes, sir.